Today I just want to do Proc 5. So, okay. So I took the liberty of creating a GUI so that we don't waste time. So here's the GUI, does nothing, nothing. So we'll make it do something, do everything it needs to do. So first things first, I want to close this so that we don't have anything here until we authenticate the user first. So after the user is authenticated, then can we have the other stuff here? Okay, so uh, server. Okay, so start on our server. Class server. I didn't have a constructor public. Let's create a server. And here's our server. So make some global variables. Oh, create our socket. It's called server. Create a make server. Surround with the package. Let's keep track of if our server is connected or not. So after this, so we can just put a message to ourselves and say uh, waiting uh, for clients on port. Okay, now our server is running. We'll create the server is running. Okay, equals U2. Okay, let me just call it is running to check if the server is running or not. So while the server is running, while the server is running, let's do something. So first things first. create a socket, call it client. While the server is running, our client will become B, accept the client. So now let's create a thread to make our server. It's a thread, uh, include T, with new thread, which takes in uh, ZM handler, which is our class that implements the runnable interface. Uh, I'll put a new ZM handler, which takes in a socket to client. So close this. And after we have that, then we can start our thread. So everything is fine on the server side. So now what we need to do is all we need to do is instantiate our server. So server, let me call it start server, calls you a new server which runs on port 20. Oh shit. Okay. Well, it runs on port 2021. So now we have our server ready. Let's go to our handler. So also here, let's create some global variables. First things first, let's just make a socket, call it connection. Make the socket now. So now we can say this connection is equal to the connection we will receive from the server. After that, create our byte streams. Private. Let me create an input stream. Stream is accompanied by an output stream. Okay, let me also set we do. Then input stream, we're gonna bind it to the connection input stream. Let's put it in a try catch. Then our output, same thing, connection. Output stream. Okay. Continue with our streams. Private. Let's make a print writer. Call it PR. Accompanied by the buffered reader. Buffered reader PR. What? So now our buffer reader new it takes in a new input stream reader. It takes in the input stream. Let's import our input stream reader. Then our print writer, just instantiate it, print writer. creating our stream. Then let's make a data input stream. Call it dose of this and by data output. Oops. For this, setting new data. Now we have our streams ready. Sorry for that. Since now we have our streams ready, we're good with our constructor here. Let's go to our run method. Okay. We also want to check uh, if uh, we want to check if we're processing commands or receiving commands. So it's running. It's running again. Make it false. Then for that, we can just make a message to ourselves. Waiting for commands or processing commands or whatever. After waiting for commands, then we can say our stream is running. Okay. So first things first, we must log in. Okay, let me go. Let's just connect to the server first. So we have btn connect, which is our button to connect. Set on action is our lambda expression here. Let's say this. So when we click the button connect, what we want to do is firstly some global variables that are needed here. Create a socket, I'll call it client. Okay, we also will be needing our streams. Let's just copy our streams. Paste our streams. So now we have our streams. So what we need to do is we need to say client, which is new socket connected to the local host. Port, same port as the server, port 2021. Surrounded with the trackage block. Now we have that, then our client is connected. So we can we can now do something like this. We will instantiate our streams. To change this to client, client. And we have our streams ready. So let's just now status bot. Let's just send in a message telling us that client connected on port client local port. Let's make a new line. So now if we run, let's run our server first. So waiting on client on port 2021. We run our server, then we connected on port 2021. Why is it giving me the wrong port? Okay. Let's see. So yeah, client connected on port 2021 and we're waiting for commands. Okay. Let's close this. So let's start sending commands. So let's go to our client pane. So first command we want to send is, okay, let me just change the button names here. Okay, okay, login. What was this called? Bonjour. Nah, we'll do that later. So now btn login dot set on action. I don't have the question paper, so I'm just doing it on the top of my head. I don't remember the actual commands, so that's why I'm not gonna change my party names to like btn bonjour so that it corresponds with the question paper. But you understand that, and no one's gonna give you trouble for making it whatever you want, like btn login. Okay. Now btn login. So what I like to do is I like to make helper functions for sending and receiving sending commands and receiving the response from the server. So first helper function I like to add is um, writing of or sending of command. Send command which takes in a print writer as a parameter, or if we just type void. So our print writer dot line. Or I have to take a message as well. Print that message. Now we can just print flash and flash one time. Next helper function will be the receiving of responses. Private give us a string back uh, response, which takes in a buffered reader. Okay, just create um receive response, which is make it now, and let's check our received to the reader with line. So the try catch block, then hmm, oh shit. Okay, now I have our response and our send command. So first thing, so in our login, we need to get the user's name and password. So first thing, let's just get the user's name. String name is equal to txt name dot get text. So the user will supply us with their name, and we need their password as well, which is supplied to us through the text pass. So after we have that, we can send the command over. Send command, which will take in our print writer, and then send. First, it's the command. So it's bonjour. Hope I'm calling. Hope my spelling is correct. I don't care. Then we supply the name and make an empty space. Then we supply the password. So now we send our command over, which is the command bonjour supplied with the name and the password. So after we receive that, we can check the response. So string, let me just call it read so I can say response there. Now our response, I want to call it response here. It's just read, which takes in a buffered reader. So we'll finish the client side after we get the response. So now let's just go to the server side and handle the bonjour command. So here we set our server is running. So while it is running, we want to do this things. So first things first, we want to see what we got from the user. So uh, okay, let's just copy those helper functions to the other side as well. Right, we don't have any problems. Okay, we have our helper functions here. So now we can say string get command, which is we read from the server using our primary reader. So now we have our command coming from our or request coming from the server side. So now let's break it down. We know it's command name password. So now string first thing is a command which is just oh, do, do, do. Before that, okay, I get the response here. String tokenizer organizer. Which takes in get command. So now we use a string tokenizer to break down the get command. We know the first thing we're gonna get is the command. So now we wanna check if the command is equals to bonjour, then we want to do something. So what we want to do is we're going to use this helper function to check if the user name and password match the ones we have in our user's text file here, this text file here. So to do that, firstly, we create a file. They create a file for us. So you need to pass in the file's location. So okay, I can do that, which is data server and users.txt. It's our file location. So now using our try catch block, use a scanner which takes in the file. So while the file has a next line, da da da, so string da da da. So now we need to compare. So we're just saying if line. So this one, okay, this string line will get everything from uh the scanner next line basically. So firstly it will get this line, which is user password user space pass 235. So this line gets that. So then we use an array of type string to split this up. We split it here where there's an empty space. So split it via empty space, and we're gonna have two parts: this user and pass. So in this array, user will be on index 0 and pass 235 will be on index 1, since array starts from index 0, 1, 2 and continues. So now what we want to say is line sec index 0. If index 0 is equals to user name, of which is this is index 0, then we separate by space, then this is index 1. And line sec index 1 dot equals pass w. So now we can say small letter u. So now we can say our found is true. And then we can return found. So now all we need to do is say if match user given to us. Oh, before that. So if the command is bonjour, we know that the other things that follow is the name in the password. So string name, it's got to tokenizer dot next token. Then the following one will be the pass, which is tokenizer the next line. Then now we can say if match user given the name, pass it the name and password So let's say if make user equals to true, I can just add that equals to true. Then we want to do something. So what we want to do is we want to send a command, or rather a response. Okay, let me just change the name back. Call it send response. Send response using the print writer, and our response is gonna be yeah, and for there, and verified. Verified. Because I don't know how to authenticate it. Okay, so now let's just keep track if a user is verified or not. Private boolean verified is false at the moment. So as soon as we get this, we can say verified equals to true. Else, meaning the user is not verified, we want to send a response saying, using the print writer, saying near uh, login, not, or let's just say access denied. Access denied. And verified state stays false. Okay, I can even write that, but there's no need. Verified still false. Then we good to go. So on the other side here, so we have our response here. So we know our response is either yeah, verified, or near, access denied. So if our response contains contains yeah, meaning our user is verified, what I want to do is I want to first thing, I want to set this to true, and begin login. Let's just set this to false when the user is verified, then false. Then we can say what status dot respond text, give it a response which is yeah verified, and it's just and new line there. Else, same thing, just opposite, so false, but doesn't do it. Come on, I'm not do this seriously. So we just want to give it a response in here, access denied. So let's go try that out before we continue. So connected, okay, J, blah, blah, blah. So near access denied, PhD, default, access denied, then user pass 235, and yeah, verified. So, and we get this. So now we can do that. Do this. So now we can log in. Our user is verified. So let's get the list. Let's get this list. I'll put it to the user. So to do that, come here. Let's send the command over first. So btn retrieve list and retrieve. We call it. Oh, it's btn playlist. Return action, lambda expression, First things you want to send a command over. So send command with the print writer message playlist. Send our command over and wait for a response. Let's see. Read using our primary reader, reading the response. So now we have the response. So we send our command, which is playlist. So now let's come here and say if the command is equals to playlist, then let's process the commands. So let's see if there's a helper function to get the list. Okay, so we can use this helper function to get the list from the file. So make a file, new file, give it the location. Again, the location is still the same. Data server and data server, which is the name list.txt. So we have our file here, scanner, which takes in the file. So now we have to read each line and add it to the array list. So now we can say result, which is our array list dot add scan dot next line. So what this will do is in our array list, this array list of type string, where's the list? It will read this list, add this, add this, add that. So it will keep on adding every line. So it will read this line, add it to the array list, come back, read this line, add it to the array list, come back, read this line, add it to the array list. So after it's done, it will give us the array list. So now let's go back to our command. Let's create an array list. String. Let's get a list, which will be a new array list. So now we have an array list here, and let's just say, could I say, okay, same thing, get playlist is equals to, what's the name of this? Get file list. Get file list. So our array list here has taken the values of this array list here. So now we can say for string is in at playlist and just go playlist. For each playlist in get playlist, what we want to do is okay, let me just say list string is equals to, this is not a list, this is a playlist. So playlist will be concatenated with itself, playlist as list separated by a semicolon. So now we'll have a playlist, which is nothing. Every time this for each loop runs, we add the lists. So we'll have this, then add a semicolon, then add this on top of this, add a semicolon, add this on top of that, add a semicolon. So now we have playlist. So what we want to do is, after it is done running, after all the after the place is done concatenating or adding to our own playlist, what we want to do is send a response. Using the print writer, and let's just give the playlist. So I can just say if verified. Let's check if the user is verified first before we can do this. So if the user is verified, then we can send the playlist over. If the user is not verified, we can send response. I don't see a reason for this. Okay. Out not here, not verified. Right, good. So let's go back to the client. So we get our response here. So what we want to do is, let's make a string array of playlist, which will be equal to the response we get split using the semicolon used. So now we can say for int I, which is equal to 0, I, that's done, playlist, uh, playlist dot length, gee, playlist dot length, then plus plus, enter, enter. Oh, not my door. Okay, so now what we want to do is just on text tst output want to just append the text, which is playlist at index I, then let's just make a space, next line. So here I can just do some validation. So let's say if the response is not, if response not equals, oh, contains, I can create exa. I'm good. Also, let's just uh, actually response. Uh, so let's see if we get our playlist. Let's run our server on the client, connect, and just pass the 5, then log in and show playlist. Okay, we only get the first song. Okay. Let's go fix that. Client. So here, speed our response using this. Then let me check something. Okay. Playlists and next line. So I see it's here. Okay. So here, what we forgot to do was just check if the scan has next. So if it has next line, we want to do this. Okay, well, scan has the next line, then we add each line here, then we're good to go. So let's run it and connect user pass to profile show playlist. Twice. I output it twice. 7. Okay. shit. What is two? Okay. Ah, like that. It was a nice one. Such a simple thing. So I'm running out of battery. Probably do the last part when I charge my laptop. Then I'll do the last part. And the lookout part.